And in 5.
5, 4, 3.
The first black-led soap opera in history.
It's overdue, but I think it is a perfect time.
Welcome to a new era in daytime TV.
Good morning, Mrs. Dupree.
Okay, T.
This is an inside look at Beyond the Gates, the new soap ready to take viewers by storm.
Don't try me.
The series premieres in a week, so now's the perfect time to get to know this first-of-its-kind production.
This is groundbreaking TV.
When I see how far we've come, it brings tears to my eyes.
Plus, meet the cast.
She has her own past and her own secrets.
Tour the show's 27 sets.
In our country club, we have a painting above the fireplace.
You'll see little bits of things that are reflective of real life.
And see why this daytime drama is already a game changer.
People are going to see themselves.
Yes.
In these
the parts
characters.
that they don't want to see and the parts that they can grow to love and learn.
You're watching CBS Presents Beyond the Gates. Welcome to the neighborhood, an Entertainment Tonight special.
You know, Cheryl, this is history in the making. Welcome, everybody. I'm Kevin Frazier.
And I'm Cheryl Underwood. And Kev, I am so excited about this. See, you're all used to seeing me here on The Talk when you tune in at this hour. But now I'm ready to pass the torch on to Beyond the Gates, the first new daytime drama in 25 years. But more importantly, the first predominantly black soap in over 3 decades.
Which is amazing. Now, the series premieres right here on CBS next Monday, but all week long leading into that, we'll be giving you a behind-the-scenes look at this very special event. In fact, we are here right now at the Fairmont Crest Country Club, where a whole bunch of drama goes down.
Yes.
We'll tell you all about it.
Yep, and you don't want to miss any of it, so let's get to it.
Welcome to Beyond the Gates!
Beyond the Gates is not your grandmother's soap opera.
We are here for Beyond the Gates, baby.
It's a multi-generational story of wealthy, successful, and educated African Americans who get into just as much trouble as everybody else.
Beyond the Gates is going to be juicy. It's going to be exciting.
Steamy romances, scandal, revenge.
Excuse me. Danny, what are you doing? Go in there.
Wait, before this.
You sorry son of a bitch.
Beyond the Gates promises all that and more. And from the moment this cast stepped onto the set for the first table read, it was very clear this CBS original is like nothing you've ever seen before. Take it from soap opera legend and series lead, Miss Tamara Tooney.
Beyond the Gates is very different from my experience on As the World Turns, because on As the World Turns, I was the only black character for most of the time. And of course, on our show here, the central family is an African-American family, and it is multi-generational. So as opposed to one story being told about a black character, we have multiple stories being told about black characters.
What I am about is making that bastard pay some kind of price.
Can I talk about the Haley and Bill and being my best friends getting married to my father? Great. Okay, T.
I was thinking we could meet at my hotel suite this afternoon.
It's messy. It's the good kind of messy. It's just there's love triangles and lots of questionable choices being made.
It is excellent. It is groundbreaking. It is steamy.
There was one scene we shot, I was like, this is daytime?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so definitely there's going to be some love in the afternoon.
It will meet the needs of an unserved audience. That unserved audience is African Americans who like this media, who love daytime drama, but haven't been given material that is focused on them. Well, we're changing that.
Veteran actor Clifton Davis stars as the patriarch of the well-to-do Dupree family, set in an exclusive gated community in Maryland. In the real world, it's known as the DMV. The drama comes to life on 27 luxurious sets with a cast of 20 regular characters, all dressed to kill.
You're gonna notice the fashion. You're gonna see education. You're gonna see affluence. There are people that live this way. They exist. And so we're gonna open up the world for people that haven't been to the DMV area and know that this is a real neighborhood. This thing actually happens. It's Black affluence, it's Black excellence.
They're gonna see people that are incredibly intelligent, accomplished, focused, full of love, full of humor, and they make mistakes, and therefore the drama.
Yes, it is led by, an African-American family, but we're for everybody. There's everybody in this show.
It'll be spectacular.
But it's not just the cast that's making history here. There's a trio of talented women behind the scenes, starting with series creator Michelle Valjean, executive producer Julie Carruthers, and the first ever Black woman to take the helm of a daytime soap, executive producer Sheila Ducksworth.
What we really wanted to do was create a world where there was really something in it for everyone, meaning viewers, where they could see a little bit of themselves, and also what we thought was really reflective of society. And so we wanted all different kinds of people and professions to populate this universe, because quite frankly, that's what a soap opera does, and a soap opera does best.
The soapier, the better. But have you ever wondered why soap operas are called soap operas? Well, you can thank Procter & Gamble for that. The company, known for its products including soap and detergents, sponsored the first daytime dramas on radio and later TV, including one of the longest-running soaps, As the World Turns, that ran on CBS for 72 years.
Back in 1937, we started by creating something called guiding light on the radio and invented the soap opera. With the invention of TV in the 50s, we successfully moved guiding light in 1952 to CBS.
Now, P&G Studios is making its return to daytime after 15 years, co-producing Beyond the Gates with CBS and the NAACP.
This show is glass ceiling breaking. It is groundbreaking in every aspect, from what we see on camera and also what's happening behind the camera. Makeup department and hair department and costume department and set design, et cetera, are being led by African-American, talented, incredible artists. I've never experienced that in all my years in film and television. It is groundbreaking from what you see and also from what you don't see.
Coming up, it's not just a soap opera, it's a call to represent.
We're Black royalty, and decades from now, I hope that young little Black, brown boys and girls are gonna be so inspired by our characters.
And what it really took to get the first Black soap opera in nearly 35 years on the air.
It's taken a long time to find a network brave enough to try another daytime soap.
I wanted to make a soap opera, one that was reflective of people that I knew, and that really became the impetus for this decades-long journey.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Here we go. And in 5,
4, 3.
Welcome back. Now, we are here in Atlanta on the set of Beyond the Gates, and this new CBS soap is making history in more ways than one.
That's right. Yes, it's the first new soap in more than 25 years. And yes, it's a predominantly Black cast. But so much went into making this a reality. It all started with a dream.
It warms my heart to see this beautiful family that Vernon and I created together in this way. It's overdue, but I think it is a perfect time.
I remember when there weren't very many African Americans on television.
I hope many doors are open because of this series.
It's been in the making for 4 years. It really was something that began in my childhood. At the age of 10, I got hooked. I got hooked on soaps. I got hooked on another soap called Generations. And then when that went away, I really resolved that I wanted to make a soap opera, one that was reflective of people that I knew, and that really became the impetus for this decades-long journey and where we are right now.
Sheila Ducksworth has been producing for almost 30 years. We're talking series like Soul Food. Enter Michelle Valjean, She got her showbiz start writing on that groundbreaking 90s soap, Generations, which was the first to feature a black family as main characters. And together, Sheila and Michelle are trailblazing a new path.
We're the two first black female executive producers in daytime television for a soap opera. Yes, that's a mouthful, but yes.
We've known each other for over 20 years. Sheila said she wanted to make the soap about a family that lived in a gated community. So I just started thinking about characters and how to populate it and who they were and how they connected.
Working with Sheila and Michelle is inspiring. I think we lift each other up in different ways. We all bring something different to the party, but at the end of the day, we all have the same goal.
You know, daytime television historically has been supported by a large African-American audience, and it is finally time for that audience to actually be catered to.
My mom's generation, my grandmother's generation, they didn't get to see representation in people who look like them on their stories that they love to watch.
I've always said to myself, I wanted to be a part of projects that showed, you know, people of color in a positive light. It showed black royalty, black affluence, black success, and I feel like that's what this project brings.
Hope you're paying attention. That's relationship goals right there.
And while this show will have all the glitz and glam, there's also going to be a lot of rich history.
We're really delving deep into black culture, and we want to showcase pioneers in all kinds of professions and have a lot of it rooted in real things.
I feel that a lot of times when there's a black nucleus and they're very fluent and powerful, the history of the black American experience is kind of like at bay, but this is very much so like grounded in NAACP, grassroots organization. Like our leads, Anita and Vernon, they were very big figures in like the civil rights era, and that's all kind of intertwined within the story, so that's not forgotten about either.
And that's where the NAACP comes into the picture.
It's the first time that the NAACP has partnered with a production company to have their voice heard in a production. And I'm just thrilled at the fact that the NAACP is co-producing along with Procter & Gamble and CBS.
The NAACP has been in conversation with the entertainment industry for decades, and finally, this is happening.
And in addition to showing diversity on screen, there is representation behind the camera too.
Every time I walk into this building and I see so many African-American talented people creating this show, it constantly, fills me up.
The heads of our, hair, makeup, and wardrobe are all women of color. That is something that I've never experienced before.
It's hugely important. You can say you want diversity, but do you really do diversity? I'm the minority on this show, and I like it. This gives me a perspective that I don't think many people like me really get to have.
I find myself experiencing a point of view, a societal point of view that I haven't been privileged to until now.
When I see how far we've come as a race in this industry, it brings tears to my eyes. Tears of joy to see the advance. I don't want to get too deep in it because I'd be crying.
Coming up,
she lives on here. So, Mom, this one's for you.
The historic Easter eggs hidden all over the set.
We have archive photos from the NAACP. Fairmont Crest is a gated community that was founded in 1951, and it was founded by our patriarch's father.
In our country club, we have a painting above the fireplace of my character's father, who was the architect of Fairmont Crest and who built and developed this entire area, which is one of the reasons that we have our wealth. We're developers.
You'll see right up here, we have our picture of Paul Cheeks Dupree. In real life, though, this is Paul Cheeks. Paul Cheeks was a pioneering architect both in Ohio and in Georgia. And one other fun fact is that he happens to be the father of Paramount Global CEO George Cheeks.
This is so cool. You can tell that so much thought is going into every detail.
100%, and there are so many hidden Easter eggs for fans all over the 27 sets.
I want to show you a little bit about not just the history of Fairmont Crest, but the crest of Fairmont Crest, because every crest means something. Here we have the 4 fields, the F and the C, obviously for Fairmont and for Crest, but right here we have a lantern, and that lantern is really in honor of Harriet Tubman, who is from Baltimore, Maryland. And then we also have here what's called a donos, a West African drum, and that stands for rhythm and life. And so those are the meanings of the symbols of the crest at Fairmont Crest.
Authenticity was of the utmost importance to the producers, so a lot of time was spent researching real-life locations.
We went and looked at country clubs for our country club, and our diner, which is more a DC diner in town, for the people outside the gates, is also extremely authentic with its photographs and Black history. And we even have some jukeboxes on every table so we can have some fun music. So whenever you go there, you're going to be hearing great R&B music from the 70s.
Some other facts about the diner? Well, first and foremost, the name carries a special meaning.
When you go to Orphy Jean's, which is our diner, Orphy Jean's is actually named after Michelle Valjean, who is our writer and creator of the series, and her mother's name is Orphy Jean.
Orphy Jean, that was my mom. She was a big soap fan, and she died in 1983. She did not live to see this, obviously. She didn't live to see me become a soap writer, but she lives on here. So, Mom, this one's for you.
And the name isn't the only thing rooted in reality.
We have archive photos from the NAACP that populate that. One of the things that was really intriguing when we looked at the DMV area is looking at the Florida Avenue Grill and what that stood for and what it continues to stand for today.
The Florida Avenue Grill in D.C. opened in 1944 and is considered the oldest soul food restaurant in the world.
We wanted to have a place that felt inviting and a place where there was social activism and meeting and, generations where people would come and congregate, and so we made that Orphy Jean's. So you'll see little bits of things that are reflective of real life in and throughout these sets, as well as in the series and in these characters.
Still ahead, a sneak peek at what's to come. We're getting to know the big players of Beyond the Gates.
He dumped her for her daughter's best friend. It's terrible.
Eye candy, yes, we love our eye candy.
There will be scandals, there will be secrets.
She was married to him for 30 years, and then he dumped her for her daughter's best friend. It's terrible.
Betrayal, lies, lust, and more. We are just getting started welcoming you to the Beyond the Gates neighborhood.
Mind if I come in for a minute?
We'll be on our way to giving the Kardashians a run for their money.
All this week, we'll tell you what you need to know about all the players.
Vernon Dupree is a former senator.
Anita Dupree is the matriarch, but she has a past. Don't mess with Mama.
The backstory as families battle it out over money, influence, and respect.
She is not from behind the gates, but she somehow wiggles her way in.
That woman is a narcissist.
Plus, the challenges of casting 40 roles in the first ever 1-hour Black daytime drama.
That was torture. I literally was in tears.
It makes me a little emotional.
It's giving soap. It is giving soap all the way.
And we're going to tell you why One Star almost turned down the show and give you a primer on the power players of Fairmont Crest.
Beyond the Gates premieres next Monday on CBS and Paramount Plus, but we'll be back tomorrow as our week-long look inside the groundbreaking series continues.
See you then.